I love being a leading edge baby boomer, but part of the reason that I love it so much is because I am in excellent health. I would like to share with you today the journey that I took to be in really good health. I wasn't always a health food nut. My health journey started somewhere around my 60th birthday in that region. And what happened to me is I had a vicious gallbladder attack. The pain was absolutely excruciating. But what came out of that was the basic advice was, well, it's about your gallbladder. You just need to get it taken out. It's an easy fix. It's day surgery. We'll just take the gallbladder out. Well, I'm stubborn. And I think all of our parts in our body are there for a reason. So I did some research and I Googled, why do you have gallbladder attacks? And what I basically came up with, I don't remember it all, but basically it's about diet. So I decided that I would change my diet. And as time went on, I did have more attacks, but they became less and less frequent and less severe until they stopped altogether. So I didn't get my gallbladder out, and I still have my gallbladder today. What I did was initially I went onto a paleo diet, which is wheat, gluten, sugar, and starch free. And I did that for 8 or 9 years. And I continued with that when I started to intermittent fast. So I started the intermittent fasting journey in March of 2019. But then I slowly introduced wheat back into my diet, and I didn't have a problem with the gallbladder. So I have continued to eat wheat, and so far I have had no further issues with my gallbladder. Now, I am well aware that this is completely anecdotal. This is my story and my journey of how I got to moving into what I would call a way healthier diet. Now, I will say right now that I'm not a doctor and I am not in any way attached to the medical industry. I am not suggesting that anybody not go and see their doctor. If you have any health issues, my advice is to go visit your doctor. I don't want you to do what I did because I did it. It was my choice, and the views that I have on here are my opinions. Now, I am in the last quarter of my life, but I intend to live as many of those years in that last quarter. I would like to get up to late 90s, early hundreds, if at all possible. And I know you might say that's a childish comment, that's ridiculous, that's arrogant, but the way I see it is this: the more you give in to your age, the older you get. And I'm going to say that again. The more you give into your age, the older you get. And what I mean is when you say things like, well, I am 65, or I am 75 now, what can I expect? Well, stop it, stop it, stop it. You are telling your body that it is old. This simply is not true. Whether or not you've already had a health crisis, we can only start to make changes from where we are right now. Our senior years should not be a downward slope. I cured my gallbladder issue with diet. And I've already done a couple of videos about food, and I'm going to link them below. They may end up being in one of these top corners if I can figure out how to do that. But I would encourage you to look at those and start to think about how food affects our health. I don't just want to live into these later years, late 90s, early hundreds. I want to do it well. And my belief is that you can do that by eating healthy and living healthy. And you can only do it by starting where you are right now. It's not rocket science. It's simply eating whole, good foods. Now, clearly, accidents happen. I might get sick. I don't know. But I do know that if we treat our bodies well, our bodies will look after us. And you can do that by eating whole foods, not too much, exercising, that is, taking long walks and lifting weights now and then, and looking after your brain. Read, do things that keep your brain active, and learn new things every day. I am in excellent health. And as I've said, I haven't eaten well all my life, but I have mostly eaten a healthy diet for the last 15, 16 years. I haven't smoked for 30 years, and I stopped drinking alcohol in March of 2019. I do have another story about my alcohol journey, and I will definitely be sharing that in another video. Now, what I'm going to say next also needs a bit of a disclaimer. I'm not telling anybody that what I am doing is what you should do. I rarely go to the doctor's office. I am, as I've said, in really good health. I don't have any major issues, and I do not take any medications. All I've taken in the past few years is probably antibiotics. And when I do take antibiotics, I usually then take a probiotic, and I take that for about 6 months because, well, antibiotics do a real good bad number on your gut. Another disclaimer here, I'm not saying don't go to see your doctor. What I'm saying is maybe treat your doctor the way you treat your mechanic. If your windshield wiper falls off, you don't run off to your mechanic and say, I've got an emergency, you need to fix this for me. You fix it yourself. So, when you have a sore thumb or a sniffle, don't run off to your doctor. Now, if you're in an accident or you break a bone, the first thing you need to do is go to the hospital or to your doctor. I personally think that our bodies are their own greatest healer. Treat it with respect, and it will look after you for a long, long time. And if you're not in good shape right now, just consider making a change in your diet. It's a great place to start. And what I would do if it were me, I would just start by cutting out some of the treats, the things like the cookies, the cakes, the alcohol, ice cream. Just cut it out and see how you feel. I know when I do eat those products, I find that the little muscle aches, the little aches and pains start to appear. And as soon as I take it out again, those pains are gone. That's anecdotal again. I know I've said that word a lot of times in this video. But then if you can get rid of those foods, replace it with the good quality foods, eggs, proteins, vegetables, and see how you feel. And I believe you're going to feel considerably better than you did before. So don't wait for that health scare. Just do it now. Your body will thank you. So, my name is Linda, and I am really happy that you stayed with me to the end of this video. If you've enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help a lot. And I am 76. I'm a leading edge baby boomer, and I am not done yet.